or borrow or copy from anywhere else. We do not seek our inspiration overseas. We find it right here, in our values and in our people.
It's also worth noting, though, that Dutton chose not to adopt the full Trump playbook, opting to do the unthinkable as far as Donald Trump is concerned and actually accept the election results.
A short time ago, I spoke with Peter Dutton, who has, of course, conceded defeat. And I thanked him. No. What we do in Australia is we treat people with respect. I thank Peter for his generous words at the end of what has been a very hard-fought campaign. And I want to take this opportunity to wish Peter and Kirralie and their family all the very best for their future.
Albanese's comments were not dissimilar to what Canada's Mark Carney said after his recent election victory in his own country.
Our old relationship with the United States, a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over. The system of open global trade, anchored by the United States, a system that Canada has relied on since the Second World War, a system that, while not perfect, has helped deliver prosperity for a country for decades, is over. These are tragedies, but it's also our new reality. We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons.
But you're going to take us forward.
We have to look out for ourselves, and above all, we have to take care of each other. When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations. And it will be with our full knowledge that we have many, many other options than the United States to build prosperity for all Canadians. We
will strengthen our relationship with reliable partners in Europe, in Asia, and elsewhere in the world. And if the US doesn't want to play a pivotal role in the world economy, we will lead, not the Americans. We are masters in our own home. We'll build millions of homes. We'll become an energy superpower. We'll provide good specialized jobs and careers, and we'll create one single Canadian economy, not 13.
Because this is Canada, and we decide what happens here.
Of course, now Canada's and Australia's Conservatives can join the American Conservatives, all of whom have sat idly by as Trump unilaterally destroyed their election prospects. Since Trump took office, where he demanded total fealty from his party and then went on to tank the stock market, the economy, 401ks, consumer confidence, and surge costs, now the rest of his own party here in the United States is forced to bear the political burden of that. And the electoral consequences have been beyond apparent. Just a few weeks ago, here in the U.S., two Florida Republican candidates in their special elections underperformed by 16 points and 22 points from the party's 2024 margin. In Wisconsin, liberal Supreme Court Justice nominee Susan Crawford overperformed the 2024 presidential election contest by 11 points in that 50-50 state en route to her victory in that race. In Pennsylvania, Democrats overperformed by 15 points and 17 points in two state legislative seats en route to victories there, one of which solidified Democratic control of the Pennsylvania State House, and the other of which flipped the seat from red to blue. Across the U.S., of the 16 races held since Election Day, Democrats are seeing an 11.5-point swing to the left, with two of those races seeing Democrats flip seats formerly held by Republicans. So I hope it was worth it for Donald Trump to come into office threatening to annex our sovereign neighbors and one of our closest trading partners and friends. I hope it was worth it to impose tariffs that would crater our own economy. And I hope it was worth it to turn a runaway victory for his own ideologically aligned counterparts in Canada and Australia into a massive upset for his decidedly less ideologically aligned counterparts in those countries. When I say that everything that Donald Trump touches turns to shit, don't take my word for it. Just look at the rest of the English-speaking world's elections. Just look at our stock market. Look at global sentiment. Look at your retirement savings. And look at the recession that we find ourselves in right now. And look, I'm under no delusions that Republicans are going to learn from the mistakes of the very recent past, up to and including today. The reality is that they know full well the risks associated with aligning themselves with Donald Trump and enabling his dangerous and deranged behavior. But they do it anyway, because they've decided to allow him to have power over them, and now they can't get it back. They have established the precedent that Donald Trump gets to usurp all of their influence, their dignity, their voice, and they're left as barren husks who exist solely to display slavish devotion to just one man. I gotta say, truly one of life's great mysteries how other countries don't seem especially interested in replicating the profiles and courage set forth by our Republican Party. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.